The Houston Texans have made a big move in the running back department by signing Nick Chubb to a one-year contract earlier this month. The deal brings the 29-year-old running back into an already stacked backfield, which includes Joe Mixon, Dameon Pierce, and rookie Woody Marks. But what does this contract really mean for the Texans moving forward? And how does it speak volumes about their expectations for Chubb? Let's dive into the details. First things first, Chubb is expected to take on a significant role in this backfield. While he's likely to fill the number 2 halfback role, there's a possibility he could see a fair amount of touches in 2025, depending on how things shake out. The Texans are giving him a chance to prove himself once again, despite a career marked by both brilliance and significant injuries. And there's one thing that's crystal clear from the contract itself. Houston is proceeding with caution, but they're also positioning themselves to benefit if Chubb can return to form. Here's where things get interesting. According to Aaron Wilson of KPRC2, Nick Chubb's deal could be worth up to $5 million. But, and here's the key point, only $1.5 million of that is guaranteed. This is a classic case of a team taking on minimal financial risk while offering a veteran a chance to prove his worth. Chubb, who made his name with the Cleveland Browns, spent the first 7 years of his career in Cleveland, establishing himself as one of the most dynamic backs in the NFL. But that was before a series of injuries, most notably a devastating knee injury in 2023 that sidelined him for much of the 2024 season. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane to remind ourselves of Chubb's prime. Between 2019 and 2022, Chubb made 4 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances, cementing his status as one of the league's premier running backs. He topped 1,000 yards rushing in each of those seasons, including a career-high 1,525 yards and 12 touchdowns in 2022. During that stretch, Chubb was arguably the engine that powered the Browns' offense, providing a level of consistency and explosiveness that every team covets. But then came the injury bug. In Week 2 of the 2023 season, Chubb suffered a catastrophic knee injury that not only kept him out for the rest of the year, but it also carried over into 2024, delaying his return to the field. When he did come back, he played in 8 games but struggled with consistency, ultimately suffering a broken foot in December. By the end of the season, Chubb had logged just 332 yards and 3 touchdowns on 3.3 yards per carry. Not exactly the kind of production you expect from a back who was once considered one of the best in the league. So, the big question on everyone's mind is, what does Chubb have left in the tank? And more importantly, can he contribute at a high level for the Texans in 2025? At 29 years old, Chubb isn't exactly a spring chicken, but he's also not ancient. It's not uncommon for running backs to experience a decline in their late 20s, especially when they've taken as much wear and tear as Chubb has. But the Texans seem willing to give him a shot, and with the right conditions, Chubb could thrive in a complementary role behind a back like Dameon Pierce, who is expected to be the workhorse for Houston. The Texans are no strangers to making bold moves, and this one is no exception. By signing Chubb to this low-risk, high-reward deal, Houston has made it clear they're willing to take a gamble on a former Pro Bowler, but they've also protected themselves financially in case things don't work out. If Chubb can return to anything close to his prime form, this could be a steal for the Texans. However, if injuries continue to hamper him, they won't be stuck with a massive cap hit. Looking at the rest of the Texans' backfield, the addition of Chubb does add an intriguing layer to the competition. Joe Mixon brings his own set of skills to the table, and rookie Woody Marks could bring some exciting new energy. But Chubb's experience and potential upside make him a valuable asset, especially if he can stay healthy. In conclusion, Nick Chubb's contract with the Houston Texans is a fascinating one. It's a move that speaks volumes about Houston's approach to building their roster. The Texans are being cautious, but they're also offering a chance for a veteran back to redeem himself after a rough couple of years. With only $1.5 million guaranteed, the financial risk is low, but the potential reward is sky high if Chubb can return to his Pro Bowl form. It's a story worth following closely, especially as we move closer to the 2025 season. Will Chubb make a successful comeback, or will injuries continue to hold him back? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. Houston is making a calculated bet that could pay off in a big way.